Welcome back. Today we're revisiting a project I built about 5 years ago, my folding beginner's workbench. When I first made it, the goal was simple: create a sturdy, functional work surface that could fold flat against the wall when not in use. This is the kind of bench you build when your shop space is tight, or when you share a garage with cars, lawn equipment, or storage shelves. If you haven't seen that original build, I'll leave a link up in the top corner. In that video, I walked through each step, from cutting the 3/4-inch plywood top to building the cleat that attaches to the wall, to hinging the legs so the whole thing can fold up. It was simple, it was inexpensive, and it worked great for the kind of occasional use I had in mind back then. I built this bench to be approachable for beginners. That meant using common materials you can find at any big box store, and tools most people already own or can borrow. No fancy joinery, no specialty hardware, just plywood, 2x2 legs, a wall cleat, some hinges, and screws. The top was a single sheet of 3/4-inch plywood cut to 6 feet long by 30 inches deep. That size was intentional. 6 feet gives you plenty of workspace without being so big it's hard to manage, and 30 inches is deep enough for most small projects without eating up too much floor space, and can fold against the wall without hitting the floor. The legs were made from 2x2 pine, cut to length so the work surface would be right at a comfortable 34 inches high. They were hinged so they could swing in when the bench folded down. The wall cleat was a 2x4, 60 inches long, lag screwed into the wall studs, and the back edge of the tabletop was hinged to that cleat. When not in use, the legs folded, the bench swung down, and it sat almost flat against the wall. Over the last 5 years, this folding workbench has been used, but not every day. It's not my main bench. That roll belongs to my 2 big rolling work tables in the shop, but it's been a nice overflow space for small assembly jobs, quick repairs, and times when I needed a clean surface away from the sawdust zone. Because it wasn't used as heavily, I didn't notice the problem right away, but over time something started to happen. The middle of the bench developed a sag. Let's talk numbers for a second. The top is 6 feet long, and the legs are spaced about 58 inches apart. That leaves almost 5 feet of unsupported span down the length of the plywood. Plywood is strong, but like any wood product, it will flex under load over time, especially if the load isn't evenly distributed. Add in seasonal changes in humidity, the weight of occasional projects, and just gravity doing its thing year after year, and eventually, the middle of that span dipped about a ½ inch. That doesn't sound like much, but on a flat work surface, it's enough to make certain jobs, like assembling cabinets or cutting precise parts, more difficult. When I looked at the bench, 2 main solutions came to mind. Option 1, add another sheet of 3/4-inch plywood on top. Option 2, add a 2x4 brace under the tabletop. The second option was to cut a 2x4 to the same length as the top, a full 72 inches, and screw it to the underside, running right along the front edge. This creates a beam effect. A 2x4 on edge is much stiffer than a flat piece of plywood, so it would resist sagging far better. The trade-offs here are obvious. The 2x4 would reduce legroom under the bench, and because it adds thickness to the front edge, the bench wouldn't fold completely flat against the wall anymore. But it's inexpensive, quick to install, and very effective. The difference was immediate. The top no longer flexed when I leaned on it, and there was little visible dip. Yes, when folded down, the bottom of the top now sits about an inch farther from the wall, but that's not a deal breaker. If I were building this bench again from scratch, I'd change one thing. I'd double up the plywood from the start. 2 layers of 3/4-inch plywood, glued and screwed together, would have made a stiffer top that probably wouldn't sag in the first place. This is Sparky. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next project. Sparky out.